I want to do a quick little video review of the Beretta Bobcat 21A. It fits very nicely in a Ruger LCR holster, as we can see here. It is a 7+1 round 22 long rifle pistol. Magazine comes out with a very nice heel magazine release. Ergonomically, it's a beautiful little gun. It fits very nicely in the hand. If you want to eject, you simply eject right into the palm of your hand. It's a little bit unusual in that how it functions. It uses this lever to tip up the barrel. At no time in the operation of the pistol is it necessary to rack the slide. This makes it a wonderful old man gun, or a wonderful gun for anybody who's grip challenged. The way that you load it is you load the magazine, and I'll explain what fell out there in just a second. Then you put one in the chamber and you flip it down. Currently the safety is on. To fire it, you remove the safety. It has a double action pull to start with, followed by a single action after that. To unload it, you can remove the magazine and then tip up the barrel. There's several ways to remove the round in the barrel. One way that people have described is to just take the lever here, and just let it fly, and it'll flip the round right outside of that. What I have in there is a drywall anchor that is perfectly sized to be a snap cap for this. You should not dry fire this without something to protect the firing pin. You can put a number 4 drywall anchor in there, and it will protect the firing pin, and if you lose it, it flies across the room. It's not really that big of a deal. What else about the manual of arms? You can pull this slide back, but it's just essentially unnecessary in the function of the gun. One issue you might run into is you have done a string of fire, but you haven't completely unloaded the gun. The slide does not lack back in the last round. The gun is now in single action condition. You can put the safety on. If you want to safely decock this, you can open up the slide. At this point, it's now safe to take off the safety and thumb down the hammer without any concern for the round in the chamber going off. Anytime this barrel is up, this gun is safe. So that's one way you can make it safe. Just pull the barrel up. You can even leave the round in the chamber if so desired. It does not have an extractor. It relies on the blowback of the round to simply blow the round out. Inside there is an ejector that you can hopefully see right there. The rounds eject very unusually. They eject over the top of your head and backwards. Cleaning it is super simple. You pop open the barrel, you pull up on the front of this, and you slide this off. Everything is amazingly accessible. It uses a dual leaf spring design that engages on each side of this this top part in order to run. You move this in, snap it back in place, it's ready to go. Things I like about it ergonomically: it has a very low bore axis. The bore axis is quite close to my hand. The trigger is fairly good. It has a 9-pound double action trigger, and after a little bit of break-in, it's got a 5.5-pound single action. It likes premium 22 ammunition. CCI mini mags have run quite well for me. I didn't start to get malfunctions until I had run 250 through the gun. Cheaper brands of bulk ammunition have not worked well for me. Neither Remington Golden Bullet nor Aguila worked well for me at all. Some reports I've read say that you need to clean this, or at least clean out the inside of the chamber every 50 to 100 rounds. I certainly haven't been doing that, but I have been keeping it well lubricated. You can get several malfunctions with this gun. One malfunction would involve the round getting stuck at the top of this. If that happens, you push it down and the slide will go forward. You can get stoppages on the bottom of the feed ramp. Most of my stoppages have involved simply the rounds not coming up very well in the magazine. I have not been totally impressed with this reliability, except with mini mags, in which case this thing has been crazy reliable. One other issue you can get is a failure to eject. In that case, you've got to get a little knife or something and flip the rim of the case out, or you can use some type of a stick or plunger to knock it out. One desperate measure if you're in a hurry is, again, to try to do that flinging maneuver where you pop the thing open and hope the round flings out, and I guess that does work sometimes. That's about all I have to say. It's a 13 ounce 22. It shoots like a laser beam. You can rapidly empty the magazine without any difficulty whatsoever. If you compare it to a Ruger LCP, they are essentially identical in size. The main difference being the Beretta is a little bit wider. And honestly, I think it's a much more pleasant gun to shoot, obviously. It's 13 ounces loaded as opposed to 12 ounces loaded. The Ruger has a higher bore axis. It's harder to get a hold of. It's absolutely punishing to shoot. And yes, the round is much more powerful, but for these little types of pocket guns, I don't know that it really matters. The Beretta 92A Bobcat, I really like it.